welcome to WOE. So who are you fighting next then?
I'm fighting a guy called Josh Koscheck, who's over at the UFC, which is the organisation that I fight for. He's one of the top 5 ranked welterweights in the world. You know, his challenge is the current champion, took him to a 3-round decision, so he's a very capable guy and he's got a lot of ability.
And tell us a bit about your MMA background. What have you specialised in?
Me? Predominantly, I am a striker. I like to win fights by knockout. Most of my fights have come, most of my victories have come by knockout. You know, I started probably about 8 years ago now, fought for a few organisations around the world, the UK, Holland, Japan, Canada, before coming to the UFC. And yeah, I'm now with the UFC. I've signed a 6-fight contract, so yeah, things are going well.
That's great. And who do you aspire to be like? Does anyone influence you, your fighting style?
Not so much as a fighter. I aspire to be like a lot of great people outside of the sport. And,
Name one?
There's lots of moguls, lots of spiritual leaders and stuff like that. But yeah, mixed martial arts is just the vehicle for me to get to where I really want to go. I'm just good at it.
And how do you gear up for a fight? What does it take? How much training is involved?
Normally there's about 8 weeks of training involved for the hard part of your fight camp. And that takes me from the UK to Holland. You know, you have to fly people in, people that are specialists in the areas, because the sport has so many different aspects to it.
That's great. And what do you think about Alex Reed? He's been in the papers so much, he's been slated that he's not a great fighter, people talk about his cross-dressing antics. What do you think about him?
Alex, on a personal level, every time I've met him or spoke to him, he's been cool, you know, quite a funny guy. You know, for weird reasons. Other people may see it as a weird reason, but he's a funny guy. I wouldn't say a bad word about him, and he's doing what he's doing. I'm not going to knock him. He's not really doing what he's doing in fighting as a fighter, and he never really achieved anything great as a fighter, but he was someone that I always looked at as to always be involved in fighting. So, you know, he's not a quitter, and he's doing what he's doing now, and he's doing good at it.
Do you have to keep an eye on your weight as well? Do you have to weigh every day? Or
not every day. I've got a long time before I fight now, so now alright, just eating what I can clean and just making sure I don't go over a certain weight. But normally I'm above my weight by what some people think quite a bit.
And what do you think about drug testing and blood testing being brought into MMA?
Well, in America, because the sport's governed by the Athletic Commission, whether it be in Nevada or California or wherever you're at, you get drug tested and, you know, everything's done. You have very stringent medical examinations and stuff. So, yeah, it's something that's great for the sport and needs to be done in the UK, but the Americans are doing it already, and the people in Japan as well, so it's something that the UK needs to play catch up at.
So Paul, you're a bit of an animal in the ring. What goes through your mind when you're knocking someone out?
Not much really, you know. I like to just fight freely when I'm in the octagon. I'm just fighting on what I've been taught, you know. I like to keep a clear head. There's a Japanese term that they use, it's called mushin, which means an empty mind, which generally means that there's nothing in your mind, so whatever you're doing of your own free will.